We don't need the Snyder cut of Voltron or He-Man. I got to tell you, 4-year-old me, as much as he loved his He-Man, I desperately love Voltron. Voltron was like my heart's passion when I was like 4 or 5 years old. And now Voltron, the cartoon, see, He-Man was a toy line that launched a cartoon to help sell the toys. Voltron was a cartoon first and foremost. It was an anime project, Go Lion Beast King, I think it's called. There's no dub of it that you can watch the original unedited Japanese version in English. So I don't like reading subtitles, so I don't know what exactly they changed. But so they took this Japanese anime and they just cut it all up and reordered everything and changed the plot lines and dubbed it to English, and they gave us Voltron. And man, did I love it. It was just, remember that blazing sword comes out, an owl formed the head. There was no Voltron toy line, and man, I would wish I could, some of my earliest memories, because you're talking about I was like 4. I would wish upon a star that there would be a Voltron toy, because I loved watching Voltron, and there was no Voltron toy. And when that die-cast Voltron came out with the 5 lions, oh, you bet I had that. Oh, God, I love Voltron. So I hope this is good, but man, I don't know. I don't even know what is happening when I know that Henry Cavill's in it. I know that it was shot.
It's shot.
And
right?
Yeah.
It's shot.
It's done.
And it's kind of weird. They keep saying expected 2026 release. I just don't think that's possible. I don't know how in the world, unless they give us a garbage product, I just don't know how they could rush it through to 2026. They haven't announced who's playing who, which is a big part of the buildup for the film. It's like, do you want the film to do well or do you not, right? Henry Cavill and Sterling K. Brown are great. It's great that you got those guys, but people would like to get excited about who they're playing before you launch the movie. I think our big commercial moments in the Super Bowl have passed, right? If you were going to launch a movie, you would want to have a commercial at the very latest during the Super Bowl. Because now if you launch a commercial, you're going to hope that it goes viral online. And I just don't know if you're going to get that, because people are going to be looking at the trailers now for Masters of the Universe that are going to be released coming out. And I just don't know if it's going to be noisy. It's going to be noisy to try to get people excited about another IP. 2027 would be my guess. All right. I'm guessing 2027, and I'm guessing that they go the same route where maybe they go ahead and do a Super Bowl commercial and kind of launch everything at Comic-Con, tell us who's playing who. That would be exciting if they did all that. But I think getting it through to this year, it would feel rushed, and I don't know if I would like that. Does it seem like they're just kind of riding the coattails of Motu? I don't know that that's the case. I think Voltron is strong enough to stand on its own, and it got two great actors. There's no doubt. They're 2 very, very A-list actors to carry the IP. So I don't know. I think it's strong enough to stand on its own.
It's directed by Rawson Marshall Thurber, but he directed Dodgeball and We're the Millers. So he's got some comedy roots. I think the comedy is a good thing, because the tone of these films needs to be like serious, but not that serious. You know what I'm saying? We don't need the Snyder cut of Voltron or He-Man. You know what I'm saying? Zack Snyder's He-Man is it's Conan is what it is, but an even darker Conan that's depressed for some reason. That's what Snyder is. So the fact that these guys do comedies, he also did Red Notice, not a great thing. That was the movie with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot on Netflix. But I mean, I don't know if you can hold that against them, because you spent all that money on like 3 actors for a Netflix movie, and like there's no money left. You know?
Yeah. Go and make this Rock movie is probably a good test of your directorship, because he kind of he kind of directs the movies themselves and kind of controls a lot of his screen time and lines and all that other stuff. So I wouldn't blame him for anything that happened in that movie personally. So yeah.
Rita Ora is also going to be in the Voltron movie, and she's fun. You know, so these are big stars, and Sterling Brown. I don't see him to be the kind of guy to take a job, even on a big property like this, if it doesn't have like a pretty good script. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a serious actor with dramatic chops.
That's the thing. Sterling K. Brown is one of those guys. One of the things that I don't like about him is you never know exactly how big he's going to be in the project. I was very excited to hear him on the cast of Black Panther, and then he was in like 3 minutes of the movie. You know, so he did. And don't get me wrong. Of all the actors in that movie, Sterling K. Brown acted like crazy in those 3 minutes, but he was only in 3 minutes of the movie. Okay. They went and got him, who was like a very, very high. I mean, that was right in the midst of This Is Us. It was right then, right?
Yeah.
He was very popular, and they went and got him to do that, to just basically get killed by not T'Challa, T'Challa's dad. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's basically all that happened. And it's like, come on, man. That's the thing. It's like, you know, how big of a role is he going to have in the film? We don't know yet, and because we don't know who he's playing yet, and that's the thing. But if he has a significant role in Voltron, I would be really excited about that. I really would be.
Yeah, I'm looking for a fat guy. I'm not seeing him to play Hunk. I'm looking for a little tiny person to play Pidge. I don't know. But I don't know if we have the whole cast. We just have parts of the cast.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, I hope it. Now, this is the other thing, though. Masters of the Universe, as opposed to riding the coattails, they might be testing the water. Mm-hmm. And He-Man could be screwing me twice in one lifetime, because famously, the animated He-Man film, the feature-length animated He-Man movie, was released in theaters. It was He-Man and She-Ra, and it was in theaters, and they thought they were going to print money with it. They thought it was going to be huge, and it tanked. It didn't do well. And because of that, the Transformers film and the G.I. Joe movie that were being made did not get into theaters. And I both of those movies are the cartoon movies are great. I just love them. I mean,
the Transformers movie is arguably the best animated movie of all time. Okay. It's absolutely insanely good. And so it absolutely did screw us, Dan. You're right.
And I know a lot of people don't like the G.I. Joe movie because of the Cobra la 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 and then the Globulus, and you go underground and all that stuff. But you know what? It's worth it just for all the scenes with Sergeant Slaughter and his renegades putting Lieutenant Falcon through boot camp.
I forgot Slaughter was in that. I forgot Slaughter was in that. I did. I forgot.
Yeah. That's funny. When I get done with you, they're gonna scrape you off the walls with a squeegee. The first thing that has to happen is these have to do well. So, like I was saying with Voltron, when we decided to have this topic, I was pretty sure I'd read all over the place that Voltron was going to be coming on Prime later this year. But now I'm reading stuff about it. Maybe it gets a theatrical release. It was announced this month that Hasbro is going to launch a whole line of toys based on it. Usually don't get toy lines based on streaming releases. So I don't know if they might be waiting to see how He-Man performs, because they got done shooting that Voltron movie last May, and I don't think they've even started on the effects. Mm-hmm. So the performance of He-Man may dictate the post production budget of the Voltron movie.
You know, look, I get it. Amazon prints money, and we all know that. But just like every like smart company, they have an actual budget that they go by. I know it seems like
Yeah.
they don't, but they have an actual budget that they go by. And they have made the mistake already of thinking that just pouring enough money into an IP is going to make it successful. That's what they did with Rings of Power. All right. That nobody even really knows how much money they spent on Rings of Power. The
Yeah.
the upward the upward price that we're hearing when you take into account everything involved in production is close to $1 billion for the 2 seasons that we've got of Rings of Power. That is outrageous for the product that they gave us. It's absolutely outrageous. It's egregious. And they can't do that again. They can't just pour money into a project and expect it to do well because they're pouring a bunch of money into it. And, Disney's making this mistake as well. Disney has this like baseline of like $15 million an episode, and it doesn't matter who's in the show. It doesn't matter if it's people that nobody has ever heard of. We're going to spend $15 million on this episode. And that's something that I just don't think that anybody really has thought through. Like, is it worth $15 million to pay this kind of money for the lead actor in something that's completely unproven and hasn't made a cent yet? That's something that they need to think about. So I feel like the budget for Masters of the Universe has been very, very reined in and focused to make sure that everything is going to be good. And the return is going to be what really dictates what we get out of Voltron. What kind of money are they going to pour into Voltron? What kind of advertising are they going to give Voltron? That's all going to be dictated by how we have He-Man happen. And I would not be opposed to crossovers and all these if they end up doing well. That's kind of the thing that I think Amazon could really get in there. They could build their own universe with this, not just each IP individually. And I think that might be a smart thing.
Nerd champs,